Stop. This is a recording of a forum response to the issue with the Constellation not having the ability to be able to be flown more than in the one central chair. As we all know, the Constellation, of course, is Aegis is, their sort of answer to deep space flight, right? For, the entry level, I would say, multi-crew experience. The Aegis Constellation is just this gorgeous, massive boat that you can just pick up and chuck through the sky. And it's the iconic ship that we've all been waiting to fly. And the minute you get in it, you realize it's only piloted by the one fucking guy in the middle seat. And he has two people on either side of him that don't do anything. They're just sitting there passively. And I think, that's just not the way it should be. I want to make an example of Star Trek here. And I do this because, I hear Chris Roberts talk, and he's a sci-fi geek just like me, man. We're bros. Dork bros. And it's cool because look at how many people are into it now, and yeah, we all know what it is now. Anyway, sidetrack tangent. We know he takes some influence from Star Trek, of course. Star Wars, any of these I didn't mean to say games. I meant to say movies, because movies are a little bit more iconic and timeless than a video game. And in my opinion, up until the point where we are at now, where they're sort of seamless. They're beginning to be seamless between the two pieces of technology. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, okay, tangent man. That's what you can call me. I'm a superhero tangent man. Anyway, back to the point at hand. Star Trek. Where is Captain Kirk sitting? He is sitting in the fucking captain's chair. And where is that? In the middle, in the center, where the action's hot. He's in the hot seat. Why? Because it is his job to think. He is in charge of looking at every single situation, the risks, the pros, the cons, everything about it, analyzing it, and implementing a plan that sort of complements each one of those things. What is the pilot's job? He has two guys on side of him, right? Number one, number two, or whatever, their names are, whatever. Fix me in the comments, I don't give a shit. But anyway, he's got a pilot. Two pilots usually, pilot, co-pilot. They're taking care of the ship. They're taking care of all the controls, the flying, the maneuvers, the handling. Captain, he is just sitting on his ass. Why? Because he needs to use his brain, not his body. He needs to use those higher level thinking skills. He's tier 0 right there, bud. He's the captain of the ship. He's in the hot seat. He's in the middle chair. And I think what I'm trying to get here is the Constellation needs to have the ability to pilot that ship from any seat in the front. Those front three seats, all three of them should have joysticks. They all three should, and you know it. I sit in any one of those seats. I've got the best view in the whole fucking house. From any one of those seats, you can fully pilot the ship and be okay. There's got to be a way to do it to... I'm running out of breath here. You get your Moby glass to get you up with all the schematics and all the important information you need to fly the ship, instead of just having to have panels right in front of you or something. Or it comes up on all that beautiful glass that you see in the Constellation. That's just fine too. But any seat you sit in, man, bam, number one, your bird, I got a rocket piss. I got to think about this situation and get back to you. Let me look at navigation. Let me pull up the schematics. Let me handle the higher level thinking. God damn it. Instead, you're stuck in the captain's chair as captain of the ship, doing both. You got to pilot the ship by yourself. And you got to, you supposedly have two people sitting there helping you navigate. They're going to get so goddamn bored, man. I mean, we got turrets and shit, I don't know. To me, it just makes more sense to have everyone, in the three seats up front to be able to pilot the ship. And if it were me, instead of sort of angling the pilot center chair more in towards the glass, why not pull it back? Give the captain a better 180, bud. Let him come back a little bit. And put the two shit dicks up front a little bit more into the glass. Press their faces into it. I don't give a fuck. Because if I ever get the ship, of course, I'll be the captain. So I'll be sitting there, and I'm speaking from a captain's point. To all those captains out there. But that's just what needs to happen, and we all know that's true. So, it just makes sense. And other ships, I would expect the same thing. You get aboard an Idris frigate, an Idris, and you don't just like. There's not just one central chair, like stuck. I don't know if that's the way it's going to be. I don't know how these big ships are going to fly, but I would just imagine there's a couple of pilots working together in tandem, controlling possibly different parts of the ship, or basically one is on standby at any moment. He can kind of use cameras or maybe external viewpoints. Hey, we're getting close there, bud. Yeah, my bird. Pulls it away a minute. You know what? Something like that. I can see that happening. Why not the same thing with the Constellation? I know it's not a massive craft. She's a small boat compared to some of those motherfuckers. Relative, of course. But yeah, anyway.